everybody, I'm Maddire memory maker. I am an artist and a journal maker, junk journal maker. Today we are going to be making another journal and documenting the process. I am so excited. Now this particular journal is something that I created a very long time ago. So it's a work in progress. It was a shelved journal that I just never got back to because it's such a big thing. I wanted to make a comedy journal. Now, I love storytelling. Being an author has always been something that has kind of, been on the DL, you know what I mean? One day I intend on publishing the spiciest, the best book ever. Like, it's gonna be romantic, it's gonna be shock factor, it's gonna be a lot of things. Just you wait, guys. Anyway, it's on my to-do list, on my bucket list of things I want to achieve and do. Even if I just publish one book in my lifetime, that's all that matters. But I love story writing, short stories and things like that, and I'm a huge comedy fan. So I decided to come up with this story about this yeoman, and he thinks, oh God, it's gonna be so hard to explain it. But basically, he's like this super duper silly, stupid kind of character. He's got no skills whatsoever, and yet he receives a letter from the king saying that they need his amazing archery skills in this battle against wizards and a whole bunch of crap. And he's like, oh my God, is this really for me? Like, I don't know how to do any of this. Holy shit. So he has to pretend that he knows what he's got to do, and he has to go to war and things like that. So it's supposed to be a really clumsy and funny story that whoever purchases this journal can literally go through the pages. It's like a short story built into the journal. You can also use it as a normal journal, like a diary, or you can store your own mementos or whatever the hell you want to do with this junk journal. But it's supposed to also contain this really funny comedic short story. So let's head to the craft table and let's read through what I've already written and introduce you guys to the characters. It's wacky, it's crazy, it's a whole bunch of different book illustrations and characters that I've plucked out of different stories all over the place to try and make these weird crazy characters, and I think it's really funny. Hopefully you guys enjoy this video. And hopefully we finish the journal in this video because I want it over and done with, and I just would love to share this process with you guys. So let's head to the craft table and get introduced to our team player, our yeoman. Come on, let's go. Okay, so this is the cover for our yeoman story. Now, like I said, this is a project that I abandoned for a very long time. So, that being said, I want to finish this off. I think it's really funny. It's a storybook. I've kind of written a short story to go with it, and obviously it can still be used as a journal and things like that. So let me just walk you guys through it. Now, hopefully you guys can see this really well. I'll try and move it into the frame a bit better. But we have this beautiful royal like fabric, and then a scroll with a letter from the king. Now, this reads exactly as what is in, let me see if I can find it, some of the pre-made signatures that I've already done. Now, this was pretty much as far as I got, and we're gonna go through the story together. But I do have 3 signatures that we are going to be filling up and playing around with. So, this is basically the exact same piece of scroll that is on the cover. So it says, "Dear young yeoman, greetings from King Lamond, ruler of Kingdom Talendor. I have heard of your remarkable skills as a young archer and your prowess with the bow. I am writing to you today in a time of great need. Our kingdom is under attack by forces of madness, wicked witches, and malevolent sorcerers, and even mushroom fairies. They have caused widespread destruction, leaving us in a dire situation. Our army is struggling to fend them off, and we are in need for skilled archers. This is why you are being summoned, to join our ranks and assist in battle. Please make your way to the capital with haste, where you will be given further instructions and equipped with the supplies you will need. Your bravery and your service will not be forgotten, and you I'm getting like tripped up, and you will be rewarded for your efforts. May the gods protect you on your journey, and may your arrows strike true. Yours sincerely, King Lamond. So that is obviously a journaling card where you can write on the back and use it for whatever else you want, but it does have the message, so you don't have to obviously read the cover every time. On the interior, however, we have our yeoman. So this is our funny looking, this is our guy. This is the young yeoman, the archer, and it says quest to the capital, armory, notes. But I don't know how to use a bow. So this guy has basically been summoned by the king because he's supposed to be this amazing archer. And he's just like a simpleton, like he doesn't have any skills whatsoever. And yet he has to do as he's told and go to the capital. So on the inside, it's also a flip out. It says this book belongs to, you can write here. And then this is also a tuck spot, so you can stick something, whatever you want, in that pocket at the front. So that's our yeoman. Now, we're going to deal with the back a little bit later because I want to tell you guys the actual story. So let's start at the very beginning. I have a feeling this is going to be a long video, but hopefully you guys won't mind too much, considering this is a very special type of journal that we are making. So this is basically the little village where the yeoman lives. He just has like a little house and he lives on his own. It has a pull-out tuck card, and it says, today's to-do list: gather eggs, milk cows, read How to Have a Relaxing Life novel, page 2, eat bread with butter, bury Goosey the duck, alright, read 10 things not to do if you want a wife, page 1108. And then lastly, relax. It's got some lines that you can obviously write, as it is a journaling card, and on the back as well. So this just gives you a little bit of an insight onto the character that we have for our main man, our yeoman. Okay, so that just slides in the back there. Now these pages obviously are not sewn together, so everything is very loose, but that's okay. We have our letter from the king that's just stuck here. This is his little cottage, I suppose you could say, where he lives. There's a tuck spot on the front here. So this is basically the road towards the capital, and it says it had to be you. Like, he had to be the one summoned, even though he has no idea what he's doing. And it just says a busy bee's bum. I thought that was kind of funny. And this is also a tuck spot as well. So there's lots of tuck spots in this journal. Dun, da, da, da. If we unhook this, we have the entrance of the capital. So basically, he's kind of just arrived. And he's like, excuse me, little girl, I'm looking for the armory. Can you direct? And then he's like, oh my God, is that blood? Because there's this like crazy looking girl with these red little stains on her dress. And it's like, who are you calling little? So she's obviously very full of madness, I guess you can say, and spice. And it's like, oh dear God, stay back, are you mad? And he's like, it's just jam. Say, if you're not going to eat that, might I? I've come a long way. Because it's a little jam sandwich that's been on the floor here. Meanwhile, you can see, like, everyone's dying in the war, like, as we speak, you know. So that is a tearaway notepad as well that gets stuck down like this. So we don't need to worry about this bit now. There's another journaling card on the side here that just slots in this area. He enters like this weird dark alleyway, and he's like, the king, he asked me to come, please. I have this scroll. Please don't hurt me. He gets pulled aside by this really scary looking bishop or something. And there's a little note of dialogue here as well. And it's like, yeoman, spare me please. Lord, I was summoned by the king. And the nobleman's like, you're the archer? Yes. Well, no. You see, the king seems to think I am, but I expected more from you. No buts, you must do as the king commands. Here, take this scroll and a map. Watch out, boy. The children around here have gone mad. Go on now. So basically, he's trying to just say, hey, look, there's a mistake. I'm not the guy you want, but this guy, this nobleman, doesn't care. He's like, too bad. You are the one that the king summoned, so you've got to do as you're told. So he has to go. Here is our little map. There's the kingdom capital. There's the bridge where he kind of came from, the battle area. So he's gotten a map now. This is also a tuck spot. You can stick something in. A blank page for writing. He's now reached the armory. This must be the armory. Which one of these is a bow? Like, he has no idea. So... My, what are these? Bang, crash. Who goes there? There's more not like blank pages. This guy is obviously about to be killed. The 4 madmen consumed by obviously madness. Alrighty, it's like, good heavens, startled our young yeoman runs in the opposite direction into a dark alleyway. Because obviously there's been a lot of noise in the armory. There's some shit going down. He needs to get out. And then because they're mad, he's like, my cloak. So just imagine that some random mad kid has just come and cut his outfit off. So assume him to be like naked in the middle of this alleyway. Not our yeoman, but obviously this guy here. So there's that. And then obviously because our yeoman's in that dark alleyway, he's interrupted by this lady and her baby. They look very, very scary looking, don't they? And she's like, have you seen my Billy? And he's like, my, what has come of these people? Finding the exit, young yeoman makes his way. So basically, she's just completely gone mad. She's like, have you seen my Billy? And it's like, lady, you're holding him. That is also a tuck spot as well. So at last, he has reached the end of the capital and he can get out and hopefully find where he needs to go. Capital End, Tower, last soldier fleet to ascend to battle, kingdom's last hope. So he's gone obviously back over the bridge on the other side. There's a tuck spot here with a whole bunch of soldiers that are remaining. All the rest are obviously either dead or mad. So that just goes up there. And then we pop this up. This is an envelope that you can stick stuff in, and it also flips down. And he goes, here goes nothing. Grass swaying in the wind. This is a journaling card and a little bit of dialogue. He's like, Commander, you say you're the archer the king sent for? Out of you swordsmen, who thinks they can outshoot this boy? What a joke. If the king hadn't have joined us already on the battlefield, I would think he was making a joke of me and my rank. Nevertheless, this is no time for chit-chat. Try not to die, boy. So everyone here is got their hands raised. Like, this guy looks like stupid. So, and then on the back it's like, but I'm really not an archer, sigh. Nobody will believe him. And even though this guy obviously doesn't think he's capable of doing the job, he's like, oh, well, too bad. This is your life now. So they've all got their hands up because they think he's just like some dweeb. Poor yeoman. He really does have incredible luck, doesn't he? Quest 2, prepare for battle. Notes, I really wish someone would believe me. I must see the king. It's like, where is my archer? Everyone on the battlefield is literally dying. There's war everywhere. This is the king, and then there's obviously his noblemen or his chamber members or whatever you want to, council members. So the king's like, how many fleets do we have left? He's like, 1, sire. He should be on his way, your majesty. Because obviously he's yelling at everyone. He's like, where the frick's my archer? Like, I need this guy. We need more people to fight for us and stop this madness that seems to be consuming everybody. Now, back where the yeoman actually is, there's a boy. Let me get this card out. Obviously, there's a mad boy that's literally jumped over all the soldiers. They're all trying to stab him in the bum, I guess you could say. On the back is our dialogue, and this is an envelope that you can stick stuff in as well. So it says, together with the last fleet of men, our young yeoman endures his first test as they approach the first stage of the battlefield, still miles from the king. Voices heighten as a flying boy comes jumping overhead. Catch that boy, Archer, now, hurry! Our so-called Archer jolts to their cries. Shaking, he takes aim. He pulls the string as far back as he could, and together, as the bow's arrow launches forward, his straight arm bends, sending the bow straight into a downward position and the arrow into the ground before him. Have you ever used a bow, boy? No, actually, he smirks in shame. So it's like, if people would just listen to him and know that he's not qualified, maybe he can just go home, because that's obviously what he wants to do. And then there's a little area here where you can write, and there's even the youngest guy, youngest boy on the team. He's laughing because he completely just flopped that mission. They managed, this boy, that flying boy, managed to escape thanks to our yeoman. He's like, watch and learn, boy, this guy with really amazing hair. My, what are those things? These are jumping jimmies. So these are just creatures that are obviously a part of the land that are mad. It's all a tuck spot here. So this guy's hoeing them down. He's just trying to get rid of them all. Tiny sounds emerge as the jumping jimmies flee. Splat, splat, silence. So this is also a journaling card as well. And they're basically at the riverbank now. At the river, there are rainbow sirens that are obviously coming to attack the men as well. So here we get a little bit of context from one of the generals. He's like, they say the cause of all this is the fairy queen. Our men have been tracking her for a while. They got her, but it cost us all our archers. That is, until the king got whisper of you, young yeoman. So he's kind of just saying, like, you know, we've already lost everyone that we had that was able to do the job. Now the king thinks that you're the last hope. So now that they're all gathered around, all the men are just listening to the general kind of talking. There's another journaling card there, a tuck spot on the front. So this is the general still talking. Although I am no one to question the king's sources, you don't strike me as an archer. You're quite laughable, really. I advise that you take off in search of the king. You can have a horse. Convince him otherwise, but I doubt he will be pleased. He doesn't take being made a fool of lightly. If you are just a commoner, I bid you farewell, boy. Try not to go mad on your way. And then you open it up this way here. You've got another tuck spot. And then he's obviously, the general's talking about the fairy queen. He's like, I will admit, she was rather beautiful. Stay away from beautiful women, boy. When all this is over, I'm going to look for someone average, like my cousin, Elder, Louise May. So this is obviously an image we've got of the fairy queen who has now died. And that is why all this destruction and everything has come on the world. So we can tie that off. Wrap it around like that, and this is where we are up to in our story. Everything going forward is pretty much going to be either a journaling tag or a tuck spot. So this is a tuck spot, and it says, finally someone believes me. Want to make sure that glue adheres. This one is also going to be a tuck spot as well, so we're just going to add a little bit of glue to the bottom here. Stick that down. The young yeoman sets off on horseback in search of the king. In the distance, the remains of the king's fleet strut along the cliff's edge. It's like strange giggles float through the air. So here we have another tuck spot. So that's going to go on this page. You're going to be able to tuck something behind it and open it out like this. So it's like, it's the king's fleet. Hiya, Dolores, I must speak with the king. Your Majesty, your Majesty. So I'm going to glue that one in. It's like, gulp, your Majesty. I've never seen the king before. I hope he's nice. King, who in the world are you, boy, and what right do you have speaking to me directly? That's what my council members are here for. So the king isn't very nice by the sounds of it. It's like, the yeoman's like, right, your council members. Awkward silence. Because this right here is a journaling card of our council members who have all gone mad. So you can write on the back, and then it also has little things that they've said on there as well. The king's like, why are you still here? And he's like, you summoned me, your majesty. Summon you? Do you think you're king mad, boy? Yes, no, I mean, I don't know why you summoned me. I have never even used a bow in my life. What are you babbling about? I summoned a skilled bowman. Yes, but you see, I'm not a skilled bowman. You must have summoned the wrong person. Impossible. Your king is no fool. Are you calling me a fool, boy? Of course not, but you butt in front of your king, boy? Where are my council members? They appear to be a touch mad, sir. But if your majesty would just silence your lies, boy. He's like, silence, fetch me my council members. I love these storybook illustrations. It's so fun when you come across a whole bunch of really, really cool children's stories that you can just cut out and use bits and pieces from a bit of everywhere. It just makes it so fun in the story making process. Your majesty, please! Quiet, boy, you have failed me greatly. I'm sorry, but your majesty... Clearly not getting a word in. This right here is going to be, so they're like, ooh, ah, the king, yes, the king. They're just laughing, babbling little brooks there because they just lost their marbles. So I'm going to stick this journaling card in with a paper clips to secure that one. So that goes there. The king continues on his path, ignoring the young yeoman. Your majesty, if you would, I said quiet, boy. You are not the skilled yeoman I was led to believe. No, your majesty, your horse. So there's this... The horse is like, holy shit. The king just screams, ah! I'd really like to know where he heard that. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter now. Did the king just fall off the cliff? My word, he's dead. So this is going to be another tuck spot. Let's glue that down. He was trying to warn the king. You're probably wondering, like, why was he constantly, you know, saying, your majesty, your majesty? And it's because the king was literally about to walk off the edge of the cliff, but he was too busy ignoring the boy that he didn't pay attention to where he was going. And there goes our king. So the king is dead. And his council members are mad. His soldiers are all dying. So the world's getting very chaotic and turning upside down. And this guy, he's like, I guess we can all go home now. So I'm going to glue that one in as well as another side tuck. Our young yeoman is all depressed. He's basically killed the king. Not really. It wasn't honestly his... Oh shit. It wasn't honestly his fault. The king wasn't watching where he was going, but... As you can imagine, this poor yeoman, he's like, I just can't seem to catch a break. And there's a guy sitting with him and he's like, what do I do now? We've got some blank pages for some writing. Here is our yeoman just staring off. He's like, I don't even know my way home. This is a writing area as well, so let's glue that down. It's going to be a tuck spot on the side here as well. That is now the end of our first signature. So we've got 3 to get through, 3 little scenes of things that happened to our yeoman. Let's get to the next part. Alrighty, so signature number 2. Now this is a tuck spot. You can stick something underneath here as well. It says, sadness is carried by the wind, sparking the interest of a very beautiful river siren. 'Tis a shame our yeoman is a hopeless romantic. Oh dear. Uh-oh, what's gonna happen to this poor fellow? Let's open it up. So this signature does have a fair bit of blanks because I want you to be able to have as much writing space as possible. This journal is very heavily decorated, however. So we have this that we are going to be gluing in as a tuck spot right here. What is it, sister? It's a boy. A boy? A pretty girl is like a melody. So let's glue that in. Help! Someone, please help me! We can see our little yeoman here. He's listening out. He's like, what the hell? This is also a tuck spot as well. Let's turn over. It's getting dark. Uh-oh. That doesn't sound good. That voice, a lady. My lady, are you lost? So, she's got him, boys. She's got him. Oh dear. This is also a tuck spot as well. So much storage. What is going to happen to our yeoman, this poor fellow? We know from the beginning he clearly wants a wife. He clearly wants love, okay? He lives alone. Oh dear. This is not the time, however, to be falling in love, as he's been warned earlier. If only he wasn't so desperate for love. There's another tuck spot here. Say, you don't happen to live nearby, do you? I'm a little lost myself, you see. Is that so? And it's kind of been a rough day. Yes, I know a place. Great, that's a relief. She knows a place, all right. Almost there. Sweet heavens. Oh dear. All right, we need to glue this in. Why is love so hard? I thought she liked me. So clearly she's transformed and he's freaking out. Goodness me. Does he live? Does he get away from her, or is he doomed? We've got a few blank pages here for journaling. So there is a lot of space in this chapter of the story. Flipping over. He managed to escape by the looks of that. So this is actually a flip down section, if I haven't accidentally glued it shut. So this section flips on down. The yeoman managed to escape, but with a broken heart. Aww, he's such a hopeless romantic and he's so sad now. Look at him in the wind, just This wraps around as a closure to keep our fold down tuck area with unable to just randomly come down. So that definitely helps. Just wrap that baddie around like so, as many times as you want. Let's keep going. Here's our next one. Oh dear. Boy, you're a wizard. No, you're the wizard. I'm just a boy. And I've had enough of mad folk like you. So please leave me alone. No, young yeoman, you're a wizard. I'm a what? Now, this little skit here, I had to put in. It just resonates with my heart. I have such a funny, like, warped sense of humor. There is a YouTube video that is basically the whole "you're a wizard, Harry" kind of thing, a conversation between obviously Harry and Hagrid. Now, I love that skit so much. It's very inappropriate, but if you go into YouTube and you type in "you're a wizard, Harry," it'll come up. I'm sure it will. I love that so much, and I know it off by heart as well. I obviously altered it a little bit for this, but I wanted to just do a little tribute to that skit because I just thought there's like this mad wizard character that he's obviously run into, so I thought that would be really funny to throw in there. He's like, great, a bloody wizard. Because, you know, his day is just not getting any better. So let's stick this one in as well as a tuck spot from the top here, which means we're going to be gluing around the edges like this. Alright, so we turn over. It's like it looks to be a tavern. There's this massive tree in the middle of the forest that obviously has like a tavern built into it. The wizard is still stalking our poor yeoman. Stop following me, old man. I'm not a bloody wizard. I'm just boy. So this is also a tuck spot as well. It's only a small one. It's not very wide, but it is there as well. Welcome to... good heavens, you startled me. This is a journaling card. My apologies. I don't know why I was expecting someone else. So this lady or man or whatever, this character is obviously startled him. He wasn't expecting to be greeted with somebody like this. And not that there's anything really wrong with this character, but hey, look at the face on it. It's very, very depressed looking, you know, things like that. I don't know. I just thought this would be kind of funny. And then to go off of that, this is a journaling card, so you can write on the back. Let's stick it in the top here and turn over. And then it turns to Doris from Shrek. Now I just had to put this in as like, because he's like, I was expecting someone else. He's like, I can be whatever you want me to be, sweetheart. I just thought that was really funny. I had to stick that in there as well. So that's not a tuck spot by any means. It's just a decorated page. I thought it was quite funny. And then meanwhile, out the window, the wizard is still there. He's like, come out, young wizard. And this is a journaling card, so you can write on the back. We're going to use a paper clip now to just stick this guy in place because this is where he belongs. Our poor yeoman cannot catch a break. He's being stalked. He's been almost killed by a very beautiful river siren. He's killed the king on accident. Not really his fault at all, but hey, you know, he feels guilty about it, so and yet he was summoned in the first place when he shouldn't have been. So he's having a shit time. Now that is the end of this chapter as well. The rest is for writing and filling up with whatever your heart desires, because we still want a lot of writing space in this journal. Let's go to chapter 3, the final chapter. Our young yeoman left the tavern and continued on his journey with his lack of luck eating away at his emotions. This is a journaling card, by the way. I have pre-stuck in all of the things we need for this particular chapter, all by myself. Oh, he's so upset and depressed and just, ugh. There is a skull cavern belly band. So a belly band is when you can stick something through it like this. So we're entering the skull cavern, the salt cavern, sorry. We have a journaling card that you can write on the back of, and it has the dialogue for this scene. The young yeoman encounters a wicked witch on his way through the salt cavern. However, he is unfazed by her evil threats. This confuses the mad witch. Has she lost her touch? An arrow is sent flying through the air, but not from our yeoman. So who? Interesting. There's our depressed yeoman. The witch, she's like, why are you not afraid of me? And there is a journaling card on the back. It also says, I'll put a spell on you, boy. So there's that. Someone has obviously tried to save him, but who is it? Dun, da, da, da. Archer, draw back your bow, for you will direct our journey. Our quest, the pursuit of knowledge and the gathering of wisdom. Archer, aim your arrow high, and may your aim be true. This must be the actual Archer who was supposed to have been summoned. The witch is dead. You must be the Archer the king was meant to summon, but they summoned me instead. I don't even know how to use a bow. Sir Amond is the name, and sure you do. Here, show me what you got. Oh dear. So this is also a tuck spot as well. Is that a wise thing to offer our yeoman who has failed at every challenge he's had so far? I don't know. Let's find out. Oh, there's blood splatters. This is Amond speaking. I guess I should have listened to you, kid. Oh my, Sir Amond, I'm so sorry. Your chest. It looks like this is my end, kid. I always wondered how I'd die. You can seek refuge in the king's castle. Try not to go mad. And then obviously he's dead now. So he saved him and yeah, literally dead, okay? Let's go. Now our yeoman is even more depressed. There's a nice area for writing. He looks so sad just standing in the wind. Oh gosh. Why is this so hard for him? In the distance, obviously, there is the castle that he needs to find, and it's a tuck spot as well. We have blank writing space to aid with a little bit of journaling. The young yeoman found the castle, but all the folk have most definitely gone absolutely bonkers. Wind spirits torment those desperate to hold on to their sanity. So he's blowing, this is a tuck spot underneath, and it's also a tuck spot on the side here. Flipping over. So the wind spirits are literally just blowing everybody away. And as you can see here, I've got a pre-made envelope that you can open up and stick stuff inside of. And you can see everyone's getting blown about. So there's that. Stick that there. This guy, this is just another tuck spot here, and he's getting all windy and blown around. And it's so intense, this wind, that it causes a massive tsunami. Just as the yeoman thought his luck couldn't get any worse, a tsunami flooded the castle. Oh gosh, this is a tuck spot as well. More blank writing space. Oh no. Everything's underwater. These are journaling cards. Our yeoman is reaching out. He's drowning. Oh, the suspense. What's he gonna do? Well, look, we can see an arrow and an arm sticking out here. The young yeoman struggles in the crashing waves, reaching out for his bow. He tries to shoot hold of a tree to anchor his position. Dun, dun, dun. He missed. This madman, he's in the puddle and he's like, he missed. That's a nice journaling area, and it's also a tuck spot on the back there. Oh dear, that's our yeoman. There's a tuck spot here. Here is the castle area. It's still flooded and all full of water. And then this is also a journaling card. There's a boy, there's a bunch of people riding the waves that are coming through the castle now that the water levels are slowly going down a little bit further. And this boy, he says, it's a good day for fishing. Because obviously our yeoman has died. Oh my gosh. Now if we go to the cover of our journal, this guy here, floating in his teacup, he's like, I guess he really didn't know how to use a bow. So that is the end. There is also more tuck spots. This guy's like, there's just water and fish and animals everywhere. Everyone's mad. The world is completely bonkers. So that is the end of our yeoman story. Now, the reason why it had to be written this way is obviously because of the fact that I was just using whatever illustrations I could. So I was very excited and lucky to find some of the pieces that I actually did. So I mean, it's a full story. It's still a full story. It might not be the ending you would have hoped for our yeoman, but I mean, it is pretty realistic and typical considering he had no skills and really struggled with every task that he had. And he was very far away from home and super sad and full of depression from his lackluster of love. So there is that. Now we need to sew in the signatures and close off our journal. We have actually done it. We have made a illustration-based short storybook. I'm really happy with how this has turned out. Let me sew in the last two signatures and we will do one together as always. Okay, I have sewn in the last two signatures. Now it's time for the first one. Now this is a freaking huge concoction of papers. Honestly, there is way too many pages in this signature. It is not recommended that you use this many pages and fill it so big when you haven't sewn it in. Not only that, just having big signatures like this are just not recommended for bookbinding. But oh well, I made a really big one and that's okay. It's still gonna sew in, hopefully without too many damn problems, but we will see. There's just so many pages to get through. Oh god, like look, we're not even making it. Oh gosh, I'm gonna have to do this like a real annoying, like couple at a time kind of dealio, because you're just not meant to have this many. But I really wanted to flesh out the story as much as I can and use as much characters from different storybooks that I had. I really wanted to just declutter a lot of my storybooks. And what better way to do that than to create a storybook themed short story, I don't know, junk journal. So it's definitely been a fun process. I have enjoyed doing it, and I like my little short story. It's kind of funny, it's kind of random. The ending is like, oh, you know, you'd think that he would have a good ending, but no, I killed him off. Do you think I shouldn't have done that? Do you think we should have like saved him and given him another chance at life, you know? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I do think it is a little mean. Like, look at how sweet the poor guy is. But at the same time, you know, shit happens. Life is hard, okay? No. Oh, this part is going to be awful. This is so hard when the needle does not want to go into the right spot. Aha! Actually, it wasn't too difficult despite how many pages and things that are in this. That's looking pretty good. Alright, let's really, give it some tension because there's so many pages to tighten. Let's check our back, okay. Now, because I knew that we were going to be sewing in, we wouldn't be able to read the cover very well. That's why I made that scroll so you can actually have a copy of the original King's letter to our yeoman as a journaling card instead, as like, you know, as like a bonus in comparison to the actual cover. Let's cut these tails off. Dun, 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 dun. Oh my goodness. I really think this journal is super duper cool. Wow, so many pages, so much going on. There's a whole story in there and plenty of space to add more things. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's chunky monkey. Okay, now what we should do is our closure. Now I have this here, which is literally just a bit of thick, very thick fabric. And what I want to do is I just want to tie it in a bow. It's not going to be stuck down. It's super beautiful, like it's a really nice velvet. So that's going to just be what keeps this journal together. Do some bow bunny ears. Ah, that is it. Oh my gosh, you guys. That looks really cool. The last thing that we have to do, this is like a present. Like, how awesome would it be to get this? I don't know, I just think that's so awesome. Okay, so now we need to do our wax seal at the very bottom here, and we have a finished journal. To think I started this journal over a year ago, and I'm only just finishing it now. Just goes to show that, I don't know, it just goes to show that, damn, it's nice at least now that I am actually finishing this journal. Seeing it come to life makes me so happy. I'm the queen of procrastination, I tell you that much. Ta-da! And we have our wax seal. This is a finished journal! Oh my gosh! This is so exciting. I am absolutely just so in love with this journal. Let's go say our goodbyes, guys. Thank you so, so much for watching this funny little finally finished project. And that is a wrap, you guys. I am so, so happy with how this yeoman story journal turned out. It was definitely really, really fun to write up a story or come up with a story based off of all of the illustrations that I've just acquired from children's books, things like that, in my hoarding, in all of my op shop addictions, things like that. I've obviously accumulated a lot of stuff, and so it's just really, really fun to come up with a little story, to use as many characters as I possibly can from other stories and make a new one. It was definitely a fun challenge. I hope you guys aren't too sad about his demise. I don't know. The fact that he, yeah, I killed off my main character. That's, yeah, anyway. I mean, you can obviously change the ending. You can do whatever you want with this journal. You can add more to the story with your own, you know, stuff that you have. And not only that, you can also write your own story in terms of your life as a diary entry, or use the journal however you see fit. It is honestly really beautiful. It's a nice piece to stick on your shelf, and it's definitely eye-catching. I think it looks really, really cool. So I'm just really happy with how the scroll and the whole thing turned out. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, please consider doing so, and don't forget to hit that bell icon as well, because that way you stay up to date with all of my regular uploads. I also have a Patreon as well. If you would like to support my content creation and my YouTube channel, there is a $1 a month tier that is basically general support that helps me keep going and keep making these videos. There is also another tier on there as well that you guys can have a look at and read the bits and bobs that are in that category. It basically gets your name in the credits of my videos for $5 a month. So just have a look at that, and not to mention a whole bunch of sneak peeks of what I'm actually currently working on, which is pretty cool, because a lot of the stuff that you guys see is a little bit after the fact, because I try and do as much stuff in bulk as I can. At the moment I've got so much to do. I think I've got like a good 7 journals sitting on my desk, like half started, half finished. I'm just smashing some shit out right now. So I'm just so happy to have this journal finished after a year of it sitting on the shelf. So it's going to be available for purchase, so check the link in description for that. I love you guys so much. Bye! See you next time. You're so cute. Oh, you're still drawing. Okay.